Hello, my name is Ryan Warden, and I'm a product trainer for Oxford University Press. The AMA Manual of Style is the definitive usage and style guide for anyone involved in medical, health, or scientific publishing. I'd like to give you a quick tour of the site, highlight some of its key content, and share some best practices for accessing its resources. The AMA Manual of Style online platform was launched in 2009. In its digitized form, the manual can not only be corrected quickly if any changes need to be made, but it can also be enhanced with additional features and updated on a regular basis. The manual includes not only thorough coverage of ethical and legal issues, such as authorship, scientific misconduct, and corrections, but also includes detailed guidelines on preparing a manuscript for submission and publication, appropriate citations, and the editing and proofreading processes. Now in its 11th edition, the AMA Manual of Style also includes a 4-color interior with an expanded section on the visual presentation of data, as well as new material on the references chapter on citing digital materials, such as digital publications, preprints, databases, data repositories, podcasts, apps and interactive games, and social media. It also includes new material in the usage chapter on word choice, especially in writing about individuals from various socioeconomic, racial, ethnic, and sexual orientation populations. There is also updated guidance on numbers, SI units, and math, and the section on statistics and study design has undergone a major expansion. Along the top of the page, there are just a few links in our main support bar that I'd like to draw your attention to before we begin browsing into the actual content of the AMA Manual of Style. The first is the About page on the far left. The About page contains a brief history of the manual, an overview of what's new for the 11th edition, as well as information about the manual's authors, here under About the Authors. Continuing down in the support bar, we have the Style Quizzes page, which will bring you to where the style quizzes will be added, covering all the major content areas of AMA style. These quizzes will allow users to test their knowledge of the style and offer teachers and managers a ready tool for helping someone master the manual. New style quizzes for the 11th edition will be released in packages and made available on this page. Next down is the SI conversion calculator. Clicking into this page, we have the SI conversion calculator to help you save time while you're converting between standard and metric measurements of length, area, mass, and volume. Finally, skipping over down here in the support bar, we have the Subscriber Services page. Subscriber Services is where librarians can go to access their usage reporting, MARC records, and any additional support that they might need in managing their subscription to AMA Manual of Style. Let's now return to the home page to begin accessing some content. To access the content of the AMA Manual of Style, you can either run a search here in the search box in the upper right corner, or you can browse directly into the full table of contents, either by selecting the Contents link here at the top, or on the right-hand side under Helpful Resources, you can select Visit the Table of Contents. I'm going to start with a browsing example, so I'm going to select Visit the Table of Contents, and now I'm looking at the full table of contents of the latest edition of the AMA Manual of Style, including front and back matter. You can see as I scroll down here that I can expand or collapse the different sections of the manual as needed. So to begin with just a very simple example, I'm going to click through to Chapter 1, Section 1 under Types of Articles, Research Reports. I am now in the full text of this section. You'll see at the top that I can select Read More to expand the card at the top of this section to get information such as the ISBN, DOI, and publication dates. Down below the card at the top, you see I have the option to download this full section as a PDF if I'd prefer. In addition to browsing into the full table of contents, you can also run a search using the quick search box in the upper right corner of the screen. This would be helpful if you have a more specific research need in mind, or if you're coming to the site looking for something without knowing exactly which chapter it may be found within the manual. So for this example, let's run a quick search at the top of the page for the term confidentiality. You can see within my search results that searching such a broad term as confidentiality has yielded a wide array of different results, everything from misappropriation to confidentiality and allegations of scientific misconduct. If I continue to scroll down, you see I have a result specifically on confidentiality as it relates to social media. Going back to the top of my results, I'd like to focus on the Narrow Your Choices menu here on the left-hand side of the screen. Here you can use a number of different filters applied to your results to make them a little bit more manageable. First, you'll see that I can refine my terms by using this drop-down to specify where in the text I would like my search term to appear, searching either across the full text, headings, bibliography, etc. Or if I'm specifically looking for an image, I can select figure captions here to specify that that's what I'd like to see within my results. You can see below that I can also add additional rows and additional terms if I'd like by selecting Add Row located here. Boolean operators will then be in place so you can differentiate between your various search terms. Below Refine Terms, you can also refine by section. So you can see the spread of your search results across different sections of the AMA Manual of Style and expand them to continue your browse as necessary. So for example, if we continue on with this, if I expand the Editorial Assessment and Processing section and expand Editorial Assessment, you'll see that I have information on confidentiality specifically as it relates to peer review. You'll note that when I arrive at the full text of the section that my original search term, confidentiality, remains highlighted throughout for easy detection. Scrolling back to the top, I'd also like to point out that you can make annotations directly on the AMA Manual of Style site at any time. To do so, all you need to do is highlight a word or a phrase right on the screen, and you will get this Annotate pop-up option. If you click Annotate, here on the screen you can enter your own annotation to remember later. So we could say, reminder to use example in class, and save the annotation. The annotation will now be saved to your personal profile where you can access it later and make any changes if you need to. You'll see here that my annotation also remains directly on the screen until I choose to either dismiss it or delete it, and the text that I originally highlighted will remain highlighted. The last thing I'd like to show you is the personal profile option that all users have on the AMA Manual of Style. To access this, you'll want to go to the very top of the page underneath My Work. Under My Work, you will have all of your saved content and searches available to you in one place. Starting on the left-hand tab under Most Recent, this will be all of your saved content and saved searches for the last 30 days. My Content will be all of your saved articles for all time. My Searches will be all your saved searches for all time. And My Annotations will be your full list of all the annotations that you've made directly onto the site. The last thing I'd like to show you is just the Help page here at the very end of the support bar. The Help page contains additional information and tips on using the site, as well as our contact information. Please do reach out at any time if you have questions or feedback on the site.